Hey, what's up, everybody? And this is my Colossal movie review. So, Colossal is a smaller film uh, directed by a Spanish director named Nacho, some really weird last name. I don't know. So this director, this Nacho guy from Spain, I looked him up because I'd never heard of him, and I have not seen any of his movies. He did one called like VH/S or something like that a couple of years ago. So I remember I thought about maybe going to go see. I was like, oh, that looks kind of interesting. I ended up not going to go see it, so I've seen nothing else by this director. I really like Anne Hathaway. Um, I've kind of had a thing for her since I saw her in Brokeback Mountain 10 years ago, or maybe 12, who knows, longer than that now. Um, so she was the main reason I went to go see this movie. And Jason Sudeikis is in it. Jason Sudeikis is one of those actors that I'm always like forgetting his name, and I've seen him in like quite a few movies. And he's never like he's in a lot of comedies, and he's always like a friend or a buddy. And this is the first time that I can remember kind of seeing him play a serious role, and he was good. He was good in it. So this is not a big, huge blockbuster film. This is like an actor's film. It's an artsy movie for a smaller kind of, I think, a little more niche audience. And the whole premise, um, I'll start off by saying this. I was about 10, 15 minutes late to this movie. I'm not going to get into all why, but I'll just say I saw this in Florida, and I'm so used to California where if you miss your exit, you can go right on to the next one, right? So, fortunately, some places if you miss your exit, you have to drive 3 miles, 5 miles, okay, whatever. Anyway, um, so the premise of this movie is that a monster starts showing up in South Korea, and sometimes it does damage. And later, a giant robot, gigantic, like skyscraper size, starts showing up. Um, and what it is apparently when Jason Sudeikis' character, who's now a bar owner, and Anne Hathaway's character, who's come back to her little small town where the bar is, um, they get whenever they go to this certain park at a certain time, and say if they're like doing, jumping jacks, a monster will appear in South Korea doing jumping jacks. So whatever motions they make, the monster makes those motions at that time in South Korea. And the reason is because when they were children, they had these South Korean dioramas, and they were coming home from school, and I guess they got struck by lightning or something at a certain time, and so they got these powers and did not know it. And suddenly, it starts going on the news that this starts happening. And I don't know if I was late or what, but somehow Anne Hathaway figures it out. That look, she's like, go to the news and watch. And she's like, starts standing on one leg, waving her hand, doing gestures. And then they can see the live feed on their iPad that that's what the monster is doing. And at one point, Jason Sudeikis tries to get her and be like, "Oh, get up!" And she falls because she's drunk, and uh, so the monster falls in South Korea, and a bunch of people die. But when Jason Sudeikis went to go help her, he appeared as a robot, and it's because she had a little monster in her backpack when they got struck by lightning, and he had a little robot toy, and they were buddies. And so apparently, I think what's happened is he had a thing for her. It was a childhood crush, and he was depressed when she moved away to the big city to become I think she's a news reporter or something like that. And she came back for, I don't know what reason, I missed it or whatever. And Jason Sudeikis kind of sees this as an opportunity, maybe like, oh, we can get back together, we can be buddies, but she does not like him that way. He's basically, this movie explores how not to react when you get friend zoned. Like for me, I don't let myself get friend zoned. I've had girls tell me in the past, I kind of have more of a friend. Uh, I have more of a friend vibe from you. Hello, hello. I don't do that. I'm not sexist or anything. It's I don't do that with girls that I have a romantic interest with. Yes, there are girls I had never don't have any. I could be friends with them, right? I don't. If I pursue someone in that way, romantically, um, I'm not gonna be their friend if I get shut down. I was like, well, okay, we'll just be friends. I don't do that. If I'm someone's female friend, I've always been their friend. I've never had any interest. That's fine. But I don't do the other thing. It's I feel that's shame. It's like it would shame me to do that. Um, so he starts having a problem dealing with it, and she starts feeling bad that, oh my god, I caused damage because I fell over, and then he basically starts threatening her that if she leaves or goes back to the city, that he's going to go to that little playground at this time and start destroying parts of the city, and then he like punches her in the stomach at one point because he's trying to stop him, and oh my god, it's well, anyway, the guy, his character, I'm talking about his character, not the story. His character is just being despicable. Yeah, at one point he even sets off a firework when this other TV reporter tries to bring her back, and yeah, man, his character was a disgusting, despicable character. Everything he was doing. So that means he did a good job. He got me to dislike him like a lot. And then she's like, now she's trapped, and he's like, kind of holding her hostage. And I'm like, oh man, what's she gonna do? And at some point she leaves, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go back there and destroy South Korea every day. And spoilers. Okay, so you don't want to see spoilers? Click away. What she ends up doing is she takes a flight to South Korea. So then what happens is she shows up. He's the big robot, but she shows up. She physically goes to South Korea. But in the playground, the monster appears, and then she grabs him, right? Because she can see, she knows kind of where he is, right? They do this kind of really clever editing, right, where he doesn't know she's there. All he sees is Korea, but she can see him, so she kind of like grabs him, and she knows that on the other end, in the neighborhood in America, she's grabbing the robot. She could see that the robot is like floating in the air and looks like something's holding him. So then she like tosses him, which effectively kills him. So she kills that guy for doing that because he was going to kill people, and he was threatening her. And yeah, man. As far as what the performances are, the performances were good. This is a really good little film. It's a nice if you're into like those actors type smaller movies like Sideways, something like that. I think this will be a likable film. I don't know what the budget was. It had to be small. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know who this director is, but this was probably a $15 million budget, so it made $3 million in the box office. It might not even be playing anymore, but if you see it on Netflix or DVDs, or if it's playing, I would say go see it. Um, I really like movies like this, and I've gotten so heavily into gaming and going to work. Um, I don't watch movies like this that much anymore. I feel like mostly I just go see the big blockbuster type franchise films. And there was a time, I don't know, maybe this YouTube channel will motivate me to get out there a little bit more rather than just sit here and, I don't know, be fat. So I'm gonna give this movie, I would give this movie on the Star Strider scale. Um, Competently made, good performances, small little budget. I give this movie a 78. 7-8. Yeah. Which is a above average film. 5 is average, right? A 70 is not a C. A 5 is a C. Okay? Um, yeah, it's a good film. If you see, yeah, go watch it if you like those type of character exploration movies. Because really, the whole thing with the big monsters is just the mechanism that he uses to explore the nastiness of how it can get. And I think in this movie, Jason Sudeikis' character allowed that getting friend zoned thing to rot him away on the inside until he hated himself. And I think at one point, Anne Hathaway's character even tells him like, you know what? You hate yourself. You hate yourself more than anything. And I yeah, man, he played it well. Jason Sudeikis has got. Hopefully, this opens up some doors for him as far as acting. Um, it's it's not a big monster movie at all. That's just like a fun little mechanism. It's very original, small little movie. I'm sad it looks like it lost a lot of money, man. It's yeah, $15 million budget, and it only makes 3 million. That's kind of sad. It's a good movie. So let me know if you're one of the few people who saw this movie. Um, one of the 3 million, huh? So that means like 300,000, less than 300,000 people saw it probably. So let me know if you're one of those people and what you think. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. All right, bye.